coal, and when some of our senators and representatives severely chastise coal, I think there's an overall lack of understanding of the coal extraction process, and I think there's a lack of understanding about the ability in modern times here to extract the CO2 from coal and to put it to use in growing algae.
More specifically, how do you feel about Al Gore's, apparent connection to, I think it's called reality.org, and they're running these, it's a major political ad campaign. I call it political because it is political, declaring that clean coal does not exist. That is a major offensive.
I think we need to be careful here because Al Gore got his family fortune through coal.
Really?
Ready to play some bingo?
Come and play at Native Pride Bingo. We game Friday and Saturday night. We're located off American Greeting Road in Corbin.
That's Native Pride Bingo in Corbin, Kentucky.
Come back and chastise coal is just an ironic position that he's putting himself in.
How do you feel about holding coal companies accountable when they do screw up?
I agree. They do not operate within the law, and they take shortcuts, that they should be held accountable. But when it's an act of God, or it is something that just is a freak accident, I think that should be taken into consideration.
So I believe that coal in general is coal mining relatively safe in eastern Kentucky. Do you agree with that?
Yes, I do, and particularly when you look at the regulations that go with coal mining and the number of inspections that take place. Coal is the second most regulated industry in the United States.
Well, we have to get into it. This will take us into the last segment with Judge Grisham, but I mean, this takes us right into the press release that was made a few days ago by Representative Rick Nelson of Bell and Harlan that is calling for the elimination of tax breaks for our equestrian industry and calling for an alcohol tax. Now, you mentioned mine inspections. The state is saying that with a 4% cut that's been proposed by Governor Beshear, that we will lose those inspections, those state inspections. I think there's 4 to 6 a year. We all know, because you've lived in coal country for 30 years. I grew up in coal country. I know coal. You know coal. You know if there is a lack of oversight, that more accidents will happen. It's directly proportional. Let's take time out and talk about one of my passions, Indian rights. The Ridgetop Band of Shawnee and the Kentucky Native American Indian Council have fought for years for Indian rights. If you want to get involved in one of those two groups or both of those groups. If they need some help, volunteer your time. Visit www.ridgetopshawnee.com and www.knaic.com and find out how you can do more. So how do you feel about these 4% cuts across the board and the opportunity to generate this revenue through Representative Nelson's proposal?
Well, I understand where the horse industry slips in underneath agriculture, and so they will have to be very careful to look at that to make sure that you've got agricultural sector that has always had tax exemption in purchases. And then, of course, the horse industry is looked at many as being a luxury industry and not one that is essential for making a living for a family. Alcohol taxes, I support that in addition to some on cigarettes, because we have to look for a broad support of taxes, not just pick out a single industry and go after them.
Well, this is it. We have attempted to put on a decent demo. We got Judge Executive Joseph Grisham to come in and talk to us today about a number of issues. So we'll wrap it up. If you like it, email us and tell us that you like it. Tell us how we could change things. I mean, a group participation in this endeavor is required. We've talked about a number of issues today. We know what is facing Eastern Kentucky. I appreciate you taking time and listening to a rambling hillbilly. So anyways, appreciate everybody listening today. This is William Shackelford. Goodbye. Music brought to you by Narkill Egg Beater.